Welcome to the Sigma Magic Software series. In this module, we will cover a brief overview of how to create a fishbone diagram using the Sigma Magic software. A fishbone diagram, also called a cause and effect diagram, or Ishikawa diagram, is a visualization tool for identifying and categorizing the potential causes of a problem. To perform this analysis, the first step is to add the fishbone template to your workbook by clicking on Project, and then selecting CNE Diagram. Once you add the template, click on Update Inputs, to open the input dialog box and specify the options for this analysis. Specify a short one-line description of the problem statement. Next, specify the major categories you want to use to create the fishbone diagram. For the major categories of the fishbone, you can either use one of the standard categories using the drop-down selection, or specify your own categories. The standard categories are 6M, 6P, and 5S. 6M categories are typically used for manufacturing problems, 6P categories for marketing problems, and 5S categories for service processes. By default, 6 categories are defined in this template. If you want fewer categories, you can manually delete the branches on the fishbone diagram, or if you want more categories, you will have to manually add these to your fishbone diagram on the worksheet by copying and pasting existing branches. For most projects, a maximum of 6 categories should usually suffice. Click on Open the CNE diagram icons to add the causes to your fishbone diagram. There are 3 types of causes you can add to the fishbone diagram. The first is a potential cause icon shown in black color text, an uncontrollable potential cause shown in a gray color text, and the most likely cause shown with blue text. The most likely causes are the most important causes your team wants to focus on at the end of this analysis. Make sure to discuss with your team and select not more than 3 to 5 most important causes. The causes that are not within your team's control either, because they are too expensive, or too difficult to control, are shown in the gray color text, and the remaining factors are shown in the black color text. For each major category, brainstorm with your team on how this major category impacts the problem statement, and write down the causes on this fishbone diagram. You may want to continue asking why this problem occurs and write down the last why or the most likely cause on this fishbone diagram. To keep the fishbone diagram simple, only one level of the causes are shown. To add the potential cause to a specific branch or major category, click close to the branch to which you would like to attach the cause, and the potential cause will get attached to that branch. If you make a mistake, or the potential cause gets attached to the wrong branch, you can manually move the cause to a different branch using your mouse. Once you add all the causes for each of the major categories, verify the fishbone diagram with your team to make sure you are not missing any causes, and that your team has identified the right most likely causes for this problem statement. If you have access to data, then the most likely causes selection can be made more objective by utilizing data to select them. Click on Compute Outputs to generate a brief analysis of the fishbone diagram you have created. The software will list the total number of causes you identified. You can now copy and paste this diagram to your project presentation, and focus on how you want to take the most likely causes and validate them to determine if they are the actual root causes for this problem. An example of a completed fishbone diagram is shown here. Of course, there is no right or wrong answer when you create a fishbone diagram. The quality of your fishbone diagram depends on the inputs you receive from your cross-functional team, so make sure to invite the right people to participate on this exercise. We hope this module was useful to get a high-level overview of how to create the fishbone diagram using the Sigma Magic software. Check out the other modules in this series to learn more about the different capabilities of the Sigma Magic software. Thank you for watching.